What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 16. So, look, I'm going to just go on and get this other stuff out the way so we can get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, because it was a damn shit show is what was happening on the second half of this. So, the first part of the episode, we see Candy is having auditions for her dungeon party. You know, they just going through the motions. And then all of a sudden, Don Juan says, hey, I got somebody outside that said they need to audition alone. And, you know, Candy was like, well, what make this person so special that they want a private audition? And Don Juan was like, look, I'll vouch for them. You know, let them come on in. And, you know, I'm going to vouch for them. They were like, all right, if you vouch for them, you know. Excuse me. But they were just really like, who this? Who come walking up in the door, honey, with the full... She got on a full nightie, black nightie, got the hair out to here. It's Miss Cynthia Bailey, honey. And Cynthia Bailey does a lap dance. She gives Candy a good old nasty lap dance. She said, you know, I've been waiting a long time. I think Cynthia really want to get a piece of that. I really do. I think she want to go to the dungeon for real. But it was cute. It was a cute little scene. Then we have Nene down at the Swag Boutique and the return of Giovanna, honey. And, you know, they're kikiing and having a good time. We find out that Greg was had gotten out of the hospital. He came home a little early. But, you know, she said she was happy to have him home. And her and Giovanna are talking. And she said, you know, I know Giovanna sort of didn't hit it off well with the ladies, but she's cool with me. I like Giovanna, and I think the ladies will like Giovanna too. You know, we just gotta get everybody back, and you know, get everybody back. So she tells Giovanna, look, you was doing a bit much. You had a little too much to drink. You was doing a little bit much. She said, but I'm having a party. I'm going to invite you, but you know, I'm letting you know Eva's gonna be there. And so Giovanna says, you know, speaking of that, I owe an apology. She said, you know, I do owe your guests an apology. She said, I'm not apologizing to Eva because I meant what the fuck I said to Eva. But I do realize that maybe I came off a little too much. I had been drinking a little too much. And Nene gave her some good advice. Nene was like, look, just make a blanket apology. You don't have to single out that you don't apologize to that person and that person, but I apologize to everybody else. Just make a blanket apology. Just start on a fresh foot and keep it moving. And Giovanna was like, but she tried to play me. You know, she act like she don't know me. You know, Nene was like, look, just let it go. Just apologize and let's move forward, right? So there's that. So Giovanna's coming to the party. And Nene let Eva know that Giovanna was coming to the party. And so I think that was probably the best way to handle it. Let both parties know, look, everybody is invited. And y'all bitches gonna have to just be on y'all best behavior and just deal with it. It is what it is. So then Lord Nene. Eva's meeting with her wedding planner. I feel bad for Eva. I said this before. You know, first of all, people love counting other people's money. People love thinking that everybody just got it like that. And just because you may be comfortable doesn't mean you have unlimited funds. And I think Eva is in a comfortable situation, but I don't think Eva is a billionaire. And so she's having this wedding, and she planned for 150 people, which is a lot. That is a big wedding. Well, she's now at 230 something. And what people don't understand is for every extra person, there's an extra cost on that. Whether it be the food, whether it be getting, you know, venues charge you for tables and chairs. You know what I mean? Like, all of that is added in. And ain't nobody offering you no more money. Ain't nobody saying, well, look, can I bring a +1, but here's $500 to go towards it. Ain't nobody doing that. And she said, you know, part of it was that she did send out more than 150 invitations, anticipating that people couldn't come. She said, but hell, everybody said yes. Well, you know, you the type of person... people gonna say yes. You know what I mean? You get invited to Eva's wedding. I'm gonna say yes, you know? And so, she's just dealing with the stress of that. She said, basically, at this point, she's over her budget by $50,000. Now, I don't know where her budget started at, but I'm pretty sure her budget started at a pretty decent little chunk of change. And now it's $50,000 over that. She said, basically, that's a down payment on the house. That's a down payment on a nice house. $50,000. That's a nice house. You know, and they're moving. You know, they're going to be moving back into the city, which is something, you know, added expenses. Moving is expensive. So I feel bad for But for Eva, but the wedding is a couple of weeks away, and you know we're gonna get to see the wedding on the show, and I'm sure Bravo cut her a nice little check, so you know. But so there was that. All right, now we got all the preliminaries out the way. Let's get to this party. So y'all know Nene like doing a little theme party, right? So Nene had a theme. The theme this time is, I don't remember what the cute name is, but basically it's wear your own hair. And I am not my hair, or something like that. But she had all the ladies said, look, there will be no wigs, no weaves, no extensions, no braids, none of that. I want to see your natural hair. I want to see, because the misconception for people who wear a lot of weaves and people who wear a lot of wigs is that they don't have hair. That is always a misconception, is, oh, well, they don't have no hair because they got that wig in or they got the weave. And that's not necessarily true. And actually, more cases than not, it's not true. So I was curious to really see everybody without their wigs and their weaves in it. And honestly, everybody looked really nice. I'm going to tell you, for me, the winner of the night was Shamari. Shamari had a cute natural, like a pixie curl natural. It looked really cute. Matter of fact, I honestly think that her natural hair looked better on her than some of them wigs she be wearing. But yeah, so the party. So the way Bravo did it, they've been showing us the clips from this party. You know, this has been their little teaser. And the way Bravo was doing it, they kept showing you, like, what happened later on in the day. Like, you know, they would show one thing and then flash back to what happened later on, and one thing and then flash back to what happened. So what we find out is that Greg, in the interim, has been readmitted into the hospital. They believe he had blood clots. Blood clots are very serious. You could die from a blood clot. I had a close friend that literally just, I was talking to her one day and the next day she was gone from a blood clot. It happens. When I was in the hospital, I had a blood clot and they were very concerned about it. You know, so it's a very serious thing. And so, you know, Nene continued to go ahead and have the party because she said that's keeping her occupied, which I can understand that as well. So what happened was Greg texted Cynthia and Marlo and basically told Cynthia and Marlo, look, I'm going back into the hospital. I need y'all to check on Nene. She's not taking this very well. You know, I really need y'all to check on her. Marlo dropped everything because the way the text hit her, she dropped everything. She drove out to Nene's house. She said she left her hair appointment, nail appointment, whatever, and she drove out to Nene's house. Nene wasn't there. Nene wasn't answering the phone, and Nene wasn't answering her door. You know, Nene lives in a gated community, so if you're not allowed in, you can't even get past the gate. So she was at the gate trying to call Nene, and she can't even get into Nene's neighborhood. And Nene wasn't answering the phone. And so finally, Marlo, I'm just giving y'all how it went down. I can't give you the, anyway. So what happened was Marlo actually ended up calling Brent. Brent was able to get in touch with Nene, and when she finally got in touch with Nene, Nene's thing was, look, I'm at the grocery store shopping. I'm getting ready for the party. Why you tripping? And the two of them ended up getting into an argument. Now, there's the story. I'm going to get to the party. Because I'm going to get to the party. So everybody's showing up for the party. You know, who got there first? Was it Candy? Tanya. Anyway, Candy, Tanya, and Eva were the first ones to arrive. I can't say who got there first. I don't remember. And like I said, they all looked really cute. Tanya had her hair looked really natural, cute, and everything. And you know, Eva, we've seen Eva's hair. You know, Eva give you a little this, a little that all the time. You know, and what's her name? Nene was upstairs still getting herself together. And they're downstairs having cocktails and talking and, you know, all that good stuff. Little Miss Tanya decided, she said she wanted to be at the dungeon too. And she tried to show Candy how sexy she can be. And Candy was like, okay. Okay. So then Shamari shows up. Now Shamari shows up with not one but 2 plus 2s. Who does that? That's rude. It is rude, and I must say, in my life, I have been guilty, and I've had to apologize. I have been guilty. I've done it. And I have had to apologize that I would be invited to something and would bring someone without asking if that's okay or clearing it with the person first. And I've had to apologize. But damn, I ain't never brought 2 extra people, and I would never do it again because I learned my lesson, and I know that that's just not appropriate to do, you know. And so Shamari showing up with 2 extra people was a lot, I think. Especially in the situation where you're filming a show, you're going to someone else's home without clearing it with Nene. That's a lot. That's just a lot. But anyway, so Nene comes down the steps and she looks cute. She's got that, oh, you remember when Nene wore her hair in the short pixie and it was curled forward? That's really what it looks like. And it was cute because, to be honest with you, at first I wasn't sure. I said, nah, that's still a wig. But I guess it was her hair. And it was cute, you know, and so they got ready. You know, they went over to the table to start eating, and no, they were still sitting around, and Cynthia showed up. And honey, they tried to say Cynthia was cheating because she put scrunchies in. She had Afro puffs, and she put scrunchies in to make them look bigger. I don't really think that was cheating. I mean, people do that with their ponytails all the time. That doesn't mean that they have any less. It doesn't make it look like they have any more hair. It just gives them a little more volume. But anyway, okay. So then Miss Yvonne shows up, honey. She was actually on pretty decent behavior. She actually was. She still was trying to tell Eva that she knew her. And Eva was like, I don't know why you keep insisting that I know you. Because she went to apologize, but then she said, but I'm not going to apologize for basically what I said to Eva. Eva was like, I don't understand. She was like, I don't know you. She was like, you remember us? We were in the BBC crew. Eva was like, you keep getting me mixed up with my friend. You were friends with her. We were never friends. We never hung together. I don't know what the BBC is. She was like, the big booty crew. Eva was like, well, clearly I'm not in that group. Like, she was like, I don't know who that group is. I don't know what that is. She stood up to show her big booty, honey, and she got a tattoo on her thigh to say dime piece. Eva was like, she said, dime piece. She said, see, you knew me, you know me. That's what they used to call me, dime piece. She said, no, I just read it on your leg. I read the tattoo that's on your leg. I still don't know you. So, but other than that, she actually was on decent behavior. You know, I think they just agreed to disagree that they didn't know each other. It is what it is. So, they're sitting down and eating, and all of a sudden, I want to say maybe Candy said, well, where's Portia and Marlo? Honey, all of a sudden, Nene starts going off about Portia being late. Because somebody said, well, you know, Portia going to say it's because she's pregnant. Nene starts going off about that ain't no reason. That's not a good excuse. All these women out here, single mothers who don't have nannies and don't have this and don't have that. And they get where they need to be on time. So that's not an excuse. I'm not going to go for that. And Candy was like, well, damn. Like, that's your girl, big sister. You coming for her like that? But I will give Nene credit. When Portia walked her ass in that door, Nene said the same thing to Portia. She said, let me get you together about you being late. You coming up in here late. And Portia was like, look, I had to get my hair done, you know. Because, you know, one thing to not have a wig on is something else different. I'm not going to come up in here looking busted, okay? And Portia has hair down her back. I mean, down her back. Portia, you don't need to be wearing all them damn wigs, girl. Anyway, well, actually, a lot of them had hair down their back. But they found out Portia's engaged. She had the ring, honey, and everybody's happy for her, and that's cool. Here's where the fireworks start. Now, mind you, Portia was late, and Marlo was very late. But once Marlo explained why she was late, I kind of would have gave her a pass, but we'll get to that. So Marlo comes in there, and Nene sounded like she had been drinking, so I'm going to give Nene that. I feel like Nene might have had a little too much to drink. But the minute Marlo walks in the door, Nene goes off. No, I take that back. Before Marlo got there, Nene was explaining what happened with Marlo showing up, and she said, and Marlo was going off on me, and how could she do that? She knows I'm going through something. She knows I got a lot going on. How could she go off on me like that? You don't do that to somebody in my situation. You don't do that to somebody like me. And so Marlo comes in, and she comes in, and Nene's already hot. Nene's already going off about it. So she starts going off on Marlo from the door, honey, calling her Purple Rain because Marlo got this purple halter dress on, and she's got a big Gucci belt. Yo, oh, big ass belt, bitch, and da-da-da-da-da, bitch, and da-da-da-da-da, bitch. Now, see, it's one thing, when girlfriends call each other bitch, I'm not making it right, I'm just saying, there's a bit, you know, girl, bitch, whatever. But the way she was saying it, it wasn't that terms of endearment. She was bitch, 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 bitch. So Marlo started saying, she said, well, what are you talking about? She said, I did not go off on you. She said, I was worried about you. You weren't answering my calls. You weren't answering my texts. And I'm getting these texts from Greg. And in this day and age that we living in right now, where people are committing suicide and people, she said, I don't know what your breaking point was. So the way Greg was texting me and the types of things he was saying to me, and the fact that you weren't answering my calls, she said, you never ignore my calls. You never ignore me. So the fact that you weren't answering, I got nervous and I got worried about you and I was panicking. She said, I was crying. I was upset because I didn't know if you were in here hurting yourself or what you were doing or what was going on. She said, that's why I called Brent. Because I was worried about you. She was like, so, she said, well, my husband is sick. My husband is sick. I'm going through something right now. Marla said, you're not the only one going through it. Greg is going through it. Brent is going through it. Everybody is going through it. I said, oh, what'd she say that for? Honey, Nene broke down. I mean, she was gone, honey. She was crying. I mean, them old big old heaves crying. That big old, I mean, it was, honey, it was a lot. And Marlo said, you know what, I'm going to leave because I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm just going to leave. And Marlo got up to leave, and the girls were like talking to Marlo, telling her, you know she loves you. She's just upset. Don't leave, don't leave. And when Marlo read those messages back from Greg, something I never thought I would give. I'm getting ready to say something I never thought I would ever say. I 100% understand where Marlo was coming from, and I 100% agree with why Marlo acted the way she acted. If I had been getting those kinds of texts from my best friend's husband in the midst of what they're going through, I may have done the same thing. I may have responded the same way. She said, I was getting my nails done. I left my nail appointment and drove all the way out here to check on you. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what you were doing. You know, you could have been hurting yourself. It was with no malice. I wasn't yelling at you. I wasn't coming at you. But, of course, Nene took it. Whoo, was way over there. Nene took it. And I feel like, and then Marlo even explained that that's why she was late. She said, because I didn't make my hair appointment because I was here, so I had to get my hair done. Like, that's why I was on standby with my hairdresser, and that's why I'm late getting here now. So, you know, they got to arguing and everything, and it got real nasty for a minute. But then they sort of kind of made up, and Nene said, look, I need to go upstairs. I need to go to my room. So Nene goes upstairs, and the ladies, she done left her group, her guests, they downstairs. Cynthia and Marla go upstairs with a drink to go talk some more to finish, you know, sort of hashing it all out. And the ladies are downstairs, you know, they having a good time. They entertaining themselves or what have you. Shamari is drunk off her ass. I mean, drunk off her ass, and she is flirting with Eva. I mean, flirting hard. She tried to lick the girl nipples. She whispering in her ear. She keep telling her, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh my goodness, it was bad. She was fondling what's my girl's name? Tanya. She, oh my goodness, it was bad. It was not cute. You know, some people ain't a cute drunk. It was not cute. You know, Shamari done already said that she, you know, go both ways. So she wasn't playing. She meant that thing. If Eva said, come on, let's go, she would go. She would have been gone. And while all this is going on downstairs, they're upstairs with Nene sort of making up or trying to make up or whatever. And Nene is just on her phone, and she ain't really giving a whole lot, but you could tell she just sort of was spent. You know, sometimes you have a good cry, you would just spent when it's over. You ain't got a whole lot of energy. You didn't let that thing out. So, in the interim, Shamari goes in the bathroom and throws up. And she ended up throwing up all over Eva's shoes, and it got on Eva's dress. Honey, it was bad. So, Eva goes upstairs to Melody. Oh, I said Melody. I done made up a name. That's a whole different show. Eva goes upstairs to Nene and tells Nene what happened and said, look, do you have something I can change into? I mean, you got something for me. And Nene gives her a dress and everything. And so they change clothes and they end up, you know, just sort of sitting down and talking. So now you got Eva, Marlo, Cynthia upstairs, and the rest of the guests are downstairs. And I guess Shamari then left. I guess her girlfriends just got her on out of there. So Candy was like, look, I need to go. She said, I mean, are they coming back down? What are they doing? They just left us down here, forgot we down here. So they end up going upstairs, and, you know, Portia said, I feel bad walking upstairs in somebody's house, because, you know, that's a no-no, too. We want to talk about faux pas. That's a no-no, too. You don't just walk through people's home. But in that situation, I definitely understood why they went upstairs. So they went upstairs, and Candy was like, y'all just left us hanging. You know, we downstairs. You just up here having a good old time. And, you know, Candy said, look, I got to get ready to go. It's 9 o'clock. I got to get home. You know, and they always talk about how far out Nene and Portia live. So, you know, Candy was like, look, I got to get home. And they were trying to talk Candy in the stand, but she was like, look, y'all, I ain't fooling with y'all tonight. I got to get home. I done told y'all I got to go home. So Candy said, well, since I'm here, let me check out your closet. And Nene was like, no, girl, don't go in my closet. Don't go in my closet. But Candy was like, look, I done drove all the way out here. You always bragging on your closet, telling me how I need to see your closet. Let me go and see your closet. So she ends up walking into the closet, but Nene keeps saying no. Nene kept saying, no, don't go in my closet. No, don't go in my closet. But she didn't get up to try to physically stop them, but she was saying no, no, no. So then Portia said, well, let me check out the closet. I want to see your closet too. She said, you know, Swag Boutique is supposed to be, the way it's laid out is supposed to be how your closet is laid out. I want to see your closet too. And I find it interesting that as close as Portia and Nene are, that you've never seen Nene's closet, but okay. So Nene was like, no, 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 don't go in my closet. So she sends, I want to say it was either Marlo or Cynthia. She said, get them out my closet. Get them out my closet. Tell them to get out my closet. So you could tell she didn't want them in her closet. She sent somebody to go get them out of her closet. Well, next thing you know, here go the cameraman wanting to go in her closet. And that's when Nene lost it. Nene went off, honey. All they showed us was her pulling the cameraman back and his shirt ripping. And then after that, the camera just sort of goes dark. They're just showing people's feet and stuff like that. But you hear Nene cussing and going off and telling them not to go in her closet. Now, I don't know what the fuck was in her closet, but what I do know is she was clear that she didn't really want nobody in her closet. Now, she didn't physically get up and go and accost none of the girls, but when she saw them cameras headed for her closet, honey, she lost it. Now, like I said, I don't know what was going on in that closet or why she didn't want nobody in there, but I feel like that was disrespectful, and I don't feel like, I mean, I don't, you know, I guess Nene didn't necessarily have to get physical, but I don't know if I blame Nene for responding the way she did. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.